Well, look at this story. Rap star Eminem told a radio show Tuesday that he is back together with his ex-wife and may remarry. Eminem went through an ugly divorce and custody battle over his young daughter with Kimberly Mathers. They married in 1999. Their divorce was finalized in 2001. Eminem told a Detroit radio station, "We have reconciled and are probably going to remarry." During the interview, he referred to Kimberly Mathers, 30, as my wife, Kim. By the way, we hear from Eminem's brother. He's a listener. Eminem's label, Interscope Records, said the interview was the only one that Eminem had planned for now. The rapper's greatest hits album, titled Curtain Call, was released on Tuesday. Fascinating. I don't understand that. I'm going to tell you why I don't understand that. First of all, now we know Eminem has gone through a rehab stint. I don't know why he broke up with his wife, and I'm just standing here on the outside. Maybe that was it. Maybe you need to go to rehab, get clean, and then maybe he could try the relationship again. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, and I don't presume to know. But here's what I don't understand, not just about Eminem, but about anybody. When I'm done, I'm done. You know, when a relationship is over for me, there's no going back. You know, I've always been amazed at women I have dated who were jealous of my exes. As if, like if I spoke to one of them, they'd freak out. Saw them in public. Talked about them. I've had women who've gotten jealous about that. And there was absolutely no need to be jealous about it, because when I'm done with a relationship, it's over. There's no reconciliation for me. There's no going back in time to some of these relationships. When it's done, it's done. I will never forget, about 3 years after I split with my first wife, we got together and went out on a date. This is true. We went out to dinner, had a few drinks, went back to my apartment. We sat on the couch. We started to touch each other, and then we just laughed our asses off. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't go through with it. Besides, my first wife and I split up because she threatened to have a baby. And I was afraid of accidentally impregnating her, so that was it. I was out. How could I do that? And in the end, I couldn't. It is the one and only time I had a relationship where I was in love with somebody, or they were in love with me, and I decided to, even for a night, try it again. Now, maybe you think it's a flaw in me, but as far as I'm concerned, once something egregious happens, I can't go back. Can't do it. And by the way, the other person doesn't have to be the one doing the egregious stuff. I remember I had a girlfriend who I cheated on. And I got caught. No, she didn't catch me in the act or anything. Through a series of circumstances, she found out that I was with somebody else. I felt terrible about it because the person I did this to was a perfectly good individual, and I was just 23 and stupid. If I wanted to do that, I should have left, and I didn't. And it was one of the biggest regrets of my life. Can I tell you? I don't have a lot of big regrets. But hurting somebody who had been nothing but good to me, I feel badly about that, and I felt badly about it for a long time. And I want to tell you how good this person was to me. I left her and went to move in with the girl I cheated with. Lived with her for a year and a half, and I've told the story of this girl on the air. She one day changed the locks on me and kicked me out. And I had nowhere to go. And who took me in? My ex, the one I had cheated on. She said, you can come here and sleep on the couch if you want. You can come back to the apartment. You can come here and sleep. And I was so desperate. I was broke. And I had no other friends stepping up to the plate. No one had space, or no one had the inclination to have me move in. So I moved in and plopped down on the sofa in the apartment where we used to live together. And I lived there for about 6 months. Because I was really in trouble. I was really broke. And I will never forget, here was this woman who'd been nothing but good to me, nothing but wonderful. And many a night, she came out to me where I was lying on the sofa, and she said, why don't you just come to bed? Now, I couldn't do it. Couldn't and didn't. In fact, the longer I stayed there, the more incessant the request became. At one point, it was like every night she was like, why don't you come to bed? Come to bed. Don't worry. Just come to bed. Couldn't do it. For me, when it's over, it's over. Yet, I also know people who keep going back to the same scene of the crime. They keep going back to the same people. Some of them have these really melodramatic relationships, yelling, knockdown, drag-out fights, all this stuff going on. Sometimes there's even physicality involved. Sometimes there's cheating going on, whatever. Ever had this following situation? Right? You're a guy. You got a buddy who's a guy. And your buddy tells you that he's dumped that bitch. So then you say to your buddy, you know what, it's about time, because she is a bitch, and she's been treating you like crap, and I never liked her, and nobody ever liked her. You know what? Everybody's been talking about her. Everybody's been saying how they don't like her. Everybody. You did the right thing, pal. You dumped her. And then a week later, he's back with her. And then because he's so much in love, he tells her everything you said. And now you never see him again. Have you had one of those? Or more? I don't tell anybody what I think about their girlfriends or wives anymore. I just don't tell them. Because that's what they do. You're not going to believe what Tom said about you when we were broken up. Are you kidding? He said you're a complete bitch. He said everybody thinks you're a bitch. These guys completely forget the brotherhood. You know, they just go in there and start blabbing. They'll break up with that bitch again, too. But in the meantime, she's going to get a... Yeah, that's right, Dean. They throw you right under the bus. That's exactly right. Totally amazing. But I know people like that. I mean, like Eminem's going back with his wife, and how many times have they broken up and gotten back together? I mean, they only got divorced once, but how many times have they had serious problems? I mean, we've read about that. I can only go by what I've read. They keep getting back together. Now, everybody who does this, they always say, you know, it must mean we really love each other. That's usually the reason they give. We must really love each other because we keep getting back together. But I say if you really loved each other, you wouldn't cheat on each other. You wouldn't hit each other. You wouldn't call each other horrible names. You wouldn't change the locks. You wouldn't throw the person out. You wouldn't embarrass somebody. You wouldn't do their best friend. This is the part I don't understand. When they get back together with somebody they broke up with, they go, oh, yeah, well, look how much we love each other that we keep getting back together. Is that really what it is? Is that really what it is? Now, I'm wondering why some people, maybe you're one of these people, right? There's one person in your past. You've been with other people, you've done bad things, you've cheated, you've screamed, you've yelled, 911 has been called, police have been there, handcuffs have been involved, and yet you keep going back to that person. I have to know why you do it.
1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Let's say we bring her home and say, well, we just want to cuddle. What do you think they'd think?
We're gay. That's what they think.
Yeah, exactly. That's impossible. You know, a girl gets into my bed, she's going to get it every way except Tuesday.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Jordan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How's it going, Tom?
Hi, Jordan.
Well, I was going out with this girl for a long time, way back when, and me and her hooked up after we broke up here and there. It was one of those crazy relationships, you know, where, I don't know, I wound up getting slapped a couple times, you know, crazy stuff like that happening. But, anyway, now she's trying to buy me, she moved away to Florida, and she's trying to buy me a plane ticket to come see her.
Now, wait, did you ever actually break up?
Yeah, we broke up, but it was like, you know, we still hooked up afterwards. Even if she had another boyfriend, we were still hooking up, but it would get crazy again, you know? I haven't seen her in probably like 5 months.
Yeah. See, by the way, how many guys have been on the other end of that kind of situation? He's my friend. Can a girl have friends? Jordan's my friend. How many guys has she said that to?
Jesus. I don't know. Hopefully not that many, but, who knows? But she's real hot and probably the best sex I've ever had. Ever. I mean,
how much have you had?
A lot.
Oh, yeah, a lot. Yeah, I've been with thousands of women. Thousands.
No, not that many, but,
how many?
I'd say probably, being realistic, including oral sex or no?
No.
Probably about 35 girls.
Okay. And it's the best sex you ever had.
And, no, literally.
So you're saying sex is the reason people keep coming back?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
I think it has a big part of it, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely tell you that. But, you know, that and some people are just attached, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And was there, like, physical violence and stuff? Did you hit each other? Did you?
Well, I mean, like, okay, let's take, for instance, because we were together in high school, and, let's see, like, prom night.
Right.
One thing leads to another, and she just slapped the hell out of me.
Really?
Yeah.
And you tolerated that?
Yeah, I didn't like that very much, but
you didn't do it. You didn't show that by your actions.
So I go, now if you ever do that again, don't you ever do that again. And she slapped me again. So I beat her up with a pillow. But that was about it. Yeah. Not beat her up with it, but I hit her with it. I was pissed, but you know. But I mean, crazy stuff like that. But I mean, she's trying to buy me a plane ticket to go to Florida and see her.
And you'll go?
I think so, yeah, man. I think I was planning on going.
I don't get it. When I'm done, I'm done. I don't get it. Trevor on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Tom?
I'm okay, Trevor.
All right, so I had a question for you here.
Yeah.
In this situation, one of my best friends, him and his girlfriend, they broke up a couple of times, and he always comes and asks me because when we first met, he was a big-time, one of those geeky guys, you know, like into Star Wars and all that whatnot. And kind of helped him out, turned him on to Tom Leykis, showed him what being a man's about. And now that they break up, you know, he comes and talks to me. I'm like, dude, none of the friends like her, you know, just dump her, get out of there. Now move on. Talked a little bit of crap about her, and now they're back together. And so he goes and tells her everything I said, like word for word.
Right.
And so now we're no longer friends. And, you know, she pulled the Yoko Ono card and, you know, broke up our band that we had. We're pretty well established, you know. And now I'm in the process of getting married. I'm like about 4 months away.
Why are you doing that?
Because I was an idiot when I was a little bit younger. I wasn't listening to Tom enough.
Well, you haven't gotten married yet. There's time to just stop it from happening.
I got the kid, though.
Why'd you do that?
You know, one of those things.
No. It's not one of those things. Why did you do it?
I didn't wrap the tool.
Oh, God. But you don't have to get married, you know.
Yeah, I know, but I do love her. She's we have a good relationship. We've been together for a while. You know, that's not the kid's not the excuse, but it just so happens that we're getting married. And now since his girlfriend is my girlfriend's friend. She was gonna be a bridesmaid, and now she dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, like, my best friend who's gonna be my best man is no longer wants to be involved in the wedding because I said some bad things about his girlfriend, and that's not right.
Well, that's the thing I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you ask him why he got back together with her after telling you all that stuff?
Yeah, I asked him why. He's he just said it's because he loves her.
Yeah, he loves her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves her. That's why he broke up with her, because he loves her so much.
Exactly.
Trevor, thank you for that. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Conan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing today?
I'm okay, Conan.
Hey, I just wanted to call and make a comment on your topic today. I think I got a theory. The idea here is that sometimes the devil you know is better than the one you don't, so they go back because it's the comfort thing, They'd rather go back to somebody that's being abusive or someone who's doing them wrong rather than take a chance and get screwed over by somebody else that they don't know.
So the devil they know is better than the devil they don't.
Yeah, I kind of think sometimes that's the way it goes. I mean, like I'm living with a girl right now. I'm 41, she's 21, and she's still seeing her ex. She calls him her ex, but I got a good idea that they're still screwing around.
Why are you living with her?
Huh?
Why are you living with her?
Because I'm getting great sex.
But couldn't you get great sex without living with her?
Well, it was one of those situations where she was thinking she was going to get rid of him, kind of thing, right off the bat.
Why? No, that's not the answer to the question I asked you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The question I asked you is why are you living with her?
Because the sex is good.
And you're telling me you couldn't have sex with her unless she lived at your address?
Well, no, I probably could, but the circumstance that actually ended up putting her in my apartment was 3:30 in the morning when I got a phone call and she had a black eye.
Maybe it's time for her to find her own place.
Yeah, well, we're getting to that point, but in the meantime, I'm having my fun. You know what I mean?
And she's having her fun behind your back.
Yeah, probably, but I'm cool with it.
And what happens when she gets another black eye? Will you just say, "Come on, have sex with me"?
Well, I already told her I'm not gonna save her from that guy again. So, if she's stupid enough to go back and get herself in that situation, she's gonna have to get herself out of it.
Why? Well, but if she lives with you, she's gonna come home to you.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That's okay.
I'm not actually going to be going out to go pick her up and bring her back or anything. She's going to have to do that on her own.
All right, Conan, thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. David on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Pops.
Hello, son.
How you doing?
Great.
All right. Well, I was one of those guys for 2.5 years. She hated you. She hated everything you preached, and I finally listened to you and dumped that bitch.
Very good.
Yep. So she called me last night. My birthday was on Halloween, and she threw this party for me. That's why I stayed with her until she threw this party with me this Halloween. So after Halloween, I break up with her. Nice party, strippers, and everything. And I don't talk to her till then. She calls me back last night crying. We can still get married. We can still do this. And the reason I broke up with her is because she couldn't keep a simple job. She couldn't get a car. We lived together. And after 2 months of living together, she started couch, just chilling on the couch all the time. So I kicked her out of there, but of course, a few months later we got back off and on. off and on. You know, we got in a few fights like that too. But last night she finally calls me after a while, and she goes, "Let's get back together." I go, "Well, how's that job coming?" She had a job at Coco's last time I talked to her 2 months ago. She goes, "I don't have a job." I just laughed and hung up on her.
So why do you keep getting back with her again?
It's probably that comfort issue. I'm done now. I mean, I got 2 great jobs. I'm going to be making over $200,000 a year in 2 years, and I need someone with ambition.
So you can trade up now.
Yeah, it's about time to change it up.
Yeah.
I'm tired of someone. You know, she slapped me a few times when we first got together. I farted on her once. She slapped me for that.
Really?
Yeah, it was great. And I told her, "Don't ever slap me again." A few days later, I farted around her. She slapped me. I slapped her back.
Well, why do you want to be in a situation like that?
I really don't anymore. You know, I thought I couldn't get any better, but going out there, I'm starting to find out that I can.
You didn't think you could?
I didn't think I could, and you know what? I still think about the girl. I don't know why. It's a crazy thing. And you know what? I thought it was love until I heard what you just said on the radio, because you just described my relationship perfectly. And if it was love, then someone else wouldn't know what it was like.
You're not kidding. All right, Lori on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm okay, Lori.
Love your show. Wonderful show.
Thank you.
You're a good guy. I just want to say I've been doing this for about 15 years now. I've been married for about 22. And a lot of the reason I didn't is because of the kids. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to leave because of my kids. I have 2 boys, and I just didn't want my boys to grow up without a dad.
Right.
That's not a good thing. But I think a lot of the reason why people do this is because of the comfort zone. They're afraid to get out of that comfort zone. It's hard. It's a really hard thing to leave somebody, and most people I wasn't abusive. It's not anymore, used to be, but I think people get that control over you, and you just keep coming back because of that control.
So you like being controlled?
I hate being controlled.
No. Well, you say you hate it, but you keep going back to it.
I know.
So you must like it.
But I don't, Tom. That's what's so awful.
Then stop.
I know. I would love to.
No. If you would love to do it, you would do it.
Yeah, I know, and you're right. You're very, very right.
The reality is you love it, and the reality is you can't bear to say you love it, which is the truth.
But I don't. That's what's so bad is I don't love it.
Dear, you would stop. You would stop.
Yeah.
If you didn't love it, you would stop. Is there a gun to your head?
No. Oh gosh, no.
Are you being threatened?
No, not.
All right. So you are completely free to go.
Oh, I'm free to go. Yeah.
So you're doing it because you love it.
But it's like that control issue. That's why I've been listening to you for about a year now, and I think you're great. A lot of things that you say about women, I think that you're totally right. But one thing, a lot of things you say about women is my husband, because he does stuff like women do, like you say, as far as calling all the time and where are you? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really a control issue that brings people in and they use that control. And it's very hard to break that. It really, really is.
I think it's easy if you really hate it.
Yeah.
If you hate it.
And I do hate it.
Then it's easy.
Do.
Then stop doing it.
Yeah. Well, now my kids are older.
Oh, and there were kids involved, too.
Well, of course. Yeah, that's the thing is. I mean, it's hard when you have kids because a woman usually doesn't want, I don't know about other women, but me. I didn't want my kids to grow up. I've got 2 boys. I mean, it's not good for boys to grow up without a male figure around
But you
them.
think it is good for boys to grow up around a dysfunctional relationship. That's good for them.
And that was what was so hard to make that decision. Do I want my boys to not have a male around? I mean, I didn't want that. I didn't want.
Yeah, but don't you think having your boys see their mother in a dysfunctional relationship is not worth it?
It's not worth it.
Then why do you keep doing this?
It's very stupid that I still keep, you're very right. It's so stupid that I keep doing it.
You're hurting your own kids.
I know, and if I had to do it over again, if this started...
Dear, you could start today.
I know, and you're right.
These are your children, for God's sake.
I know it. I know, which I love more than anything in the world.
Well, then stop doing this.
Yeah, you're right. But anyway, I just want to call in and say the main thing is the control.
Well, don't keep repeating the same stuff. Just get out.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
If they hurt me, I stop loving them.
There's no second chance forgiveness.
If someone took a knife and put it in my heart and I survived, I could not come out of the hospital and say, I love you, man. I couldn't do it.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. I'm 1-800-5800-TOM. By the way, Friday is the annual Tom Leykis Bunny Ball. Coming to you live from the Playboy Mansion. Well, live if you live in one of the cities that runs our show live. If you'd like to hear it live, between 3 and 8 p.m. on Friday Pacific Time, you can log on to blowmeuptom.com, click on the Listen Live button, and you will be listening live and virtually uncensored. That's this Friday from 3 to 8 Pacific Time at blowmeuptom.com. Anyway, Hugh Hefner will be here. The Leykets will join us, and we'll also have the Grotto Girls. The Grotto Girls are the LA 9s and 10s who listen to the Tom Leykis Show, who send in a photo so we can see that they're a 9 or a 10, and then, poof, they'll be spending the day with us at the Playboy Mansion, generally naked. By the way, girls, if you're not willing to get naked, don't even send your photo, because that's what being Grotto Girls is all about. You're going to be in the grotto, you're going to be in the pool, you're going to be essentially wearing body paint all day long and hanging out with Hugh Hefner and everybody else at the Playboy Mansion this Friday. Send your photograph. If you're a 9 or a 10, send it to thegrottogirls@AOL.com. By the way, there is no transportation included in this. So don't write in from Dallas and ask us for a plane ticket. That's not happening. You can fly yourself in, but we won't be flying you. Understand that. It's not a contest to send out tickets or give people hotel rooms. Some people have misinterpreted. But send your photograph to the following email address. It's thegrottogirls@AOL.com. Grotto is spelled Grotto. 2 T's. Grotto. thegrottogirls@AOL.com. And we'll see you on Friday for the Bunny Ball, coming to you from the Playboy Mansion. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Eminem back together with his ex-wife, getting married again, he says, to his ex-wife. Why do people do that? Why do people go back to the scene of the crime? I don't get it. Lisa, on the Tom Leykis Show, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I believe people go back to it because it's somewhat of an addiction. Because an addiction, like, even though you don't like what you're doing, you go back to it. Even though it hurts you, you go back to it. And I think people do the same thing in a relationship. They get to the point where they're addicted to the whole thing of the relationship and the person and the pain, and they go back to it, and it's like an addiction.
I think some people are addicted to drama. That's what they're addicted to.
Are addicted to what?
Drama.
Drama, yeah, that too, hey. That too.
They like drama.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah, me, I hate drama. Put it this way: if your area code begins with 911, I'm out.
I think if you have an
anyone who dials 911 during the time we're together, I'm out. If I have to dial 911 while we're together, it's over.
That's probably a good rule.
I think that's a good rule of thumb for people.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you've ever dialed 911, chances are you're with the wrong person.
Wow, that should be a billboard somewhere.
Make it really easy for people to remember. They should put a little label on every phone, like the warning label on cigarettes.
Yeah.
Dialing 911 means get out.
Tom, often I think you're a little bit, you just like to incite a reaction, but today I think you're right on this topic. I think you're doing a good job today.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
As most of the lousy work I do other days. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. The guys in the control room all agree, of course. Let's say hello here to Jeff on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hello, Dad.
Hello, son.
Tom, you're the man.
Really?
I have a theory on what you're talking about today, especially with the Eminem thing.
Yeah.
I think that we're under a spell. It's the spell of the quality of the poon that we had. We just can't get it out of our minds.
So you're saying it's about the sex?
Well, I mean, look. I mean, I listened to the story that you told, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounded like you really like this girl. Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just think that it's a combination of the quality of that poon and the quality of that person. And when you leave that relationship, you start dating all these chicks, and believe me, I'm Leykis 101 all the way, baby. I'm getting more ass than a toilet seat right now, and I'm proud to say that. But when you actually find that person and you guys break up and you go right back out into the scene, it's a bunch of crap, man, and you know that.
Right, but here's the deal. Like, when I got back together for one night with my first wife, I couldn't go through with it. Couldn't do it.
Why?
Because I just laughed my ass off. It was like, we broke up because I was afraid she'd get pregnant. Now I'm thinking of having sex with her again? I'm nuts.
Yeah.
No, I had to say no, and I've said no to people ever since. I don't go back.
I've done it twice.
Once?
Actually, I've done it at least twice.
Now, look, there are people who are just booty calls who I haven't seen in a year or 6 months or something, and, you know, if I go back, and dip in again one more time, it's not like there was ever anything anyway. So that I don't count that. I'm talking about where you had a relationship.
Right.
You said, I love you. Then you said either I hate you or I can't take you anymore or you're right, I cheated on you.
Yep.
I can't go back to those.
And I've done it twice, and both times it's been a quality relationship where love was involved, and I lived with one of them, and one of them I still think about to this day, like just like the story you told about how you think back about that girl, and it's like that one regret. I got one of those too, and it's just that it's this hypnotic booty spell that you're on for a limited time after you guys break up that you'll go back. You'll go back.
All right, Jeff. Thank you very much for the call. Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Cynthia on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
This is really hitting close to home today.
Why is that? Do tell.
I've been doing it for about 3 years. Most recent get back together was about 1 week ago. It's constant. I mean, this is about the 5th time. It's become like a vendetta in my life now. I just have no resolve against this person. I've known him for about 20 years and happened a lot in high school, and then I got married and walked out of my husband one time. That was it, just walked away. But with this guy, it's off and on and off and on and off and on. It's addiction.
And you're addicted to him, why?
At this point, I think it's just I have to see it through. Every couple of months decides that he doesn't love me or he's not really sure or can't commit, and I wait, or we'll break up for a while, and then he needs me, can't live without me, and needs me back, and so I go back, and it's really good for a while, and then it falls apart again.
So what are you seeing through?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure why I do it. I've alienated my family and friends over it.
Maybe they know something you don't.
I'm sure they do. I mean, I know it, too. I'm not a stupid person.
I mean, is the sex that good? Is that what this is all about?
It's better than I've ever had before.
Well, then...
I wouldn't say that that's the reason.
Well, I don't know any woman who wants to say that.
Oh, well...
That's the reason. They'll always come up with some other reason.
I would like to say that.
Because you sound like a slut. Oh, the sex is the best. And I'll put up with any crap just to get that sex.
No, but that's not the... I mean, there's also... he has a kid. And long about when we first got together.
Oh, what a soap opera. You got to be kidding me.
The Tom Leykis Show.